Greetings, comrades. My name is Irrefutable Comrade. Today you'll be watching my top 10 Clone Wars arcs ranked. Now, coming in 10th place is the box arc. It's a really interesting arc because you have Obi-Wan faking his death and what that does to Anakin, and it shows a little glimpse of what it'll be like when he turns to the dark side. It also has Cad Bane, who's one of my favorites, very prominent, and also I like all bounty hunters, and it's an interesting arc in a lot of ways. Coming in ninth place is the Slaves arc. This one is very important because it shows lots of the evil in the galaxy, not just the Sith, but just in general, and it must be really hard for Anakin because he was a slave for most of his life. His mom died as a slave, and he has to pretend to be a slave owner and all of that, and it was an interesting part to the galaxy that we don't get to see as much of in the movies. Now, coming in 8th place is the Night Sister arc from Season 4. This is right after the box stuff, and it's very interesting. We get to see what happens with Ventress, and we get introduced to the Night Sisters. We get Savage Opress coming, and we also get Darth Maul returning. So just as a whole, all of these together are very interesting, and I really enjoyed this arc. Coming in 7th place is Umbara. Umbara is so interesting because we get to see the clones more humanized and team up as brothers when they get pit with a terrible Jedi leading them into battle. We get to see more of Rex's character, Fives, Jesse, and just a bunch of other characters that return. We get sacrifices and just a bunch of things, and ultimately they stand up to someone they don't think is just to follow, and it's very cool. Coming in 6th place is kind of a surpriser for most people when I tell them this, but it's the Mon Calamari Water Wars arc. I really enjoy this one because we get to see um, many sides to a conflict, and also I love the water worlds. It just looks really cool. I love Mon Calamari, the creatures, they're so cool, and the conflict between them was very interesting to me. Coming in 5th place is one of my absolute favorites, which is Five's Conspiracy. I love this because it closes off the character Fives, which is a great character. He is just someone that we get to see his whole journey, and this is a great way to end it. We also get to see more and how the Separatist plans start to unfold slowly, and the clues. Someone actually catches on to the clues. I'm always like, how is nobody finding out? But this shows that they do. Just as a whole, this was interesting, and they explained more about the inhibitor chips and all of that. So that was very nice. Coming in 4th place is the sabotage of Ahsoka. When you have one of our favorite characters getting framed, how Anakin doesn't know if he can trust her, how Ahsoka learns that she doesn't even know if she can trust a Jedi, and the way that she leaves in the end was very interesting. And just as a whole, what this did to all the characters, this was very important, very interesting, and just such a great arc on an emotional level, on just in general. It's just an extremely interesting and phenomenal arc. Coming in 3rd place is the Mandalore arc from season 5. It has Maul getting all his crime bosses together, taking over Mandalore with Death Watch, and Obi-Wan has to save Satine, but his one true love dies. There's just a lot of emotion, lots of stuff happening. This is a great arc, and it's just so much in 3 episodes, and it's just truly phenomenal. Coming in 2nd place is the final arc of the show, what ends off the Clone Wars, and that's the Order 66 arc. With this, we get to see Ahsoka's character, how much she's grown, where she becomes. We get to see Bo-Katan with her teaming up, taking back Mandalore. We get to see more with Captain Rex, and we just get a lot. I like how everything in this connects with the Revenge of the Sith. I also like how Maul is seeing what's gonna happen, and to be honest, he kind of has a smart goal for what he wants to do. He wants to obtain as much power as he can when this happens, which I thought was kind of smart. And then Ahsoka is just trying to figure everything out and get Mandalore back essentially, and just make the galaxy a better place. And I think this was just a great ending to the fantastic show that is Star Wars: The Clone Wars. But coming in first place is kind of a weird one because it's an arc, but it's not a direct arc. But this is the Rookie's arc. This is when I think of Clone Wars, I think of this. This has clones being brothers, being humanized, which the Clone Wars did. It shows the war. It just, I have so much nostalgia. I watch Rookie so many times. It shows sacrifice. It shows the price of war and all of this, and it's just packed into 3 amazing episodes where we get to see the beginning of these characters, how the clones start in their training. We get these great characters. We also get to see heavy sacrifice and how just one outpost with a bunch of shinies can be so important to the war. And we also get to see the second or not the second, the Battle of Camino, which is a really cool battle, and it's a really important battle because if they got Camino and Ventress got the DNA, there wouldn't be any more clones, and that would have been like an instant defeat for the Republic. So I think just as a whole, this arc is so good. I have a lot of nostalgia with it. It shows some of my favorite parts of Clone Wars. This one might not be the best, but it is without a doubt my number one. Well, that's my list. Tell me which arcs you loved a lot and what parts about them that you liked a lot in the comments. Also, I want to know what characters you really enjoyed in the Clone Wars and what arcs had some of your favorite characters. That's it for my video. Like and subscribe.